Good day, everyone. Are we there? Oh, thank you very much. The Chariots, I can see you. Good evening. In the next 2 minutes, I'm going to start. I called for I said the meeting starts, the training starts 9:15. I keep to time, but I noticed that a lot of the class members are not here. The moment it is 2 minutes, 9:27, I'm going to start. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say I can hear. I can hear you. Just chat me up in the chat box. I can hear you, so that I will be sure you are hearing me. Thank you. Can you hear me? I really need to know if you can hear me. I can hear you. Please type it there so that I will be sure you are hearing me. Then I'll start. Can you hear me, please? I want to be sure you can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh, thank you. I've gotten the feedback. China Gozim, thank you very much. So we are starting the class right away. Good evening, everyone. I believe that all of us that missed last week class, we've gone through our lessons. It's actually good for us so that we can catch up with today's lesson. This week, not just today, but this week, these are the things we'll be treating. We'll be treating cell formatting, determine the data type, the type of data that a cell should hold, and then we'll do data entry and flash fill. We'll do sorting of data, data filter rather. We'll try to see how to freeze and unfreeze Pane, and then we'll see the usefulness. Why do we freeze and unfreeze Pane? We'll hide and unhide rows and column. I believe rows and columns are no longer new to us. Then the conditional formatting, concatenate and text to column. We will understand as we move on. These are the things we will be treating. Data validation, drop down lists, adding borders to cells and print layouts. These are the things we'll be handling this second week. So please pay attention. We don't have so much time. We are all adults. We have other things we are doing, but I believe that whatever is worth doing well. So just pay attention, and then as we move on, if you have questions, just write those questions in the chat. Thank you very much. So I progress. Let's start with cell formatting. Cell formatting. What do we mean by cell formatting? Cell formatting. We have different data type. When we are talking about data type in computer science, that is the type of data, like A, B, C. Any maybe words that contain A, B, C and the likes, they are text. The general data type. But in Excel we have general data type, we have date, we have number. Where do we see that? Let me take you to Excel environment, Microsoft Excel environment. For those who have watched our class, they will know that this is actually where we stopped last week. Now, how do you know the data type? the data type in Microsoft Excel. Let me show something. Format cells. Under home menu, we pick format, then format cells. I don't know what's happening. Microsoft Excel is hanging. Okay, now we have number. We have different data type. We have the general data type. The general data type is not a specific data type. It takes anything, whether alphabet, whether numbers, whether special character, whether time, whether percentage. Now we have number. You know that when you are talking about number, you can talk about decimal or whole number. Now in number, if what you want to type in a cell or in a row or in a column is going to be number, you have opportunity to define it here. Okay, yes, it's going to be number, but I want it to be an whole number, meaning that at these decimal places you will make it to be 0. Okay, I want it to be number 2 decimal places. Okay, I want to have comma separator, that is after every 1,000 there should be comma, then you pick, then you say okay. If you want it to be currency, so these are the different type of data type, the different data types we have. The accounting data type, the accounting talks about more of currency. Then date, time. If it is date, you will have to choose which format. Is it day, month and year in number, or like today's date 14 March, like that. We are not in March. Today is 16th April, so like saying 16/04/2024, then that means this is the first type you will pick. Then if it is you want it to be this format, 16 March 2024, you pick this. If you want day, if you want like 2024, you don't want it to just write 2024, you want it to write as 24 14, like saying 16/04/24, you pick this format, and like that. Now we also have time, different type of format. We have 24 hours format that is after 12 noon, then the next, like all the PMs will be now 13, 1 PM will be 13, 2 PM will be 14, and like that, if that is what you want. If you want it to specify PM, you can pick this or this. Like this one is taking 01:30 PM, but if you just want it to be the regular 1:30 PM, then you pick this. So these are the data types in Microsoft Excel. Why are we treating data type? You need Microsoft Excel for different things and different fields. For example, you are typing money and you don't want to be adding comma or naira after every of your typing, but once you format that cell to be in currency, then once you type your number, it will regularize it, put every of the formatting that you have put by itself. I will show that by example. So let's for this row that I pick, let's make it 2 decimal place, and then let's ask it to put comma, then okay, meaning that anything I will type in this column will be number. So let's assume I type 1,000. The moment I say enter, can you see it has given me 2 decimal place 0.00 and put comma by itself. Let's assume I make it currency so that it can be adding the currency symbol for me. Don't forget, how do we go there? Home, under home menu, format, then what? format cells. Then you now pick from the categories that you have, to the point that if you want to align left or right or at the center, if you want your text to be aligned in such a way, you can do that. Is also under format cell. But let me not muzzle it up. Let me do the one after the other. So let's say I pick currency. A lot of currencies are here. We have dollars. We used to have naira. Let me check whether my naira is still here. Yes, naira is here. You will see naira, Fula, Hausa, Edo. It's the same naira. So just naira. And then I say okay. You can see what has happened to this the 1000 I wrote. It has added naira to it. So let's assume I have I want to when you are doing data entry, you don't have to start typing naira. In fact, even if you want to type naira in Excel here, it might be a bit difficult for you. So you just keep typing your something, and then it keeps formatting it for you in form of currency. I hope you understand. Okay, let's see another data type. Let's see another data type. Okay, let's use the time. Or let's use date. Let's use date first and see. Whichever one you can decide to now practice on your own, but now I am showing you. So the date, let's say I choose this format and say okay. Today's date is 16/4/2024. It stays like that. So this is how to format. So what is the implication if you have formatted some cells to be text? You know that if you have made a cell to be text, you cannot perform numerical operations like multiplication, subtraction, addition, or some measure of central tendency on them, because they are text. Even if you type in number there, but because you have formatted the place to be text. Let me give an example. Format cell here. Let me format these two places, K and L, as text. Text formats are treated as text even when a number is in the cell. The cell is displayed exactly as it is entered. So for example, even if I say 10 here, I now say 15 here. This mathematical operation allowed it. You know what, it corrected it for me. It assumed maybe I made mistake, but we will continue. So but if you can see, it's showing me an error here. This sign that you are seeing up here is showing that there is an error. Okay, say that number stored as a text. Should you convert it to number or ignore the error like that? So when you are defining your text, it is actually good to define your text, to define your cell rather, so that you will know which content is for what. Now we will move on in today. You are all welcome. So I hope I've been able to show us how to format cell. Let's move on. Let's do data entry and flash fill. Data entry and flash fill. Okay. I have this data set. What is flash fill? We know what is data entry. Entering data into the cells or the columns. You have some questionnaires you want to enter it so that you can now have it as soft copy. Before any analysis can take place, you must do data entry. It is very important that we do data entry. So now, how can we make data entry work easy? That's where flash fill comes in. Flash fill it's a function in Excel that it has been designed there that when it sees the trend in which you are entering your data, it can help you. For example, I have here Omotayo maybe as surname, Mary as the first name. Now in this column, I am trying to type in first name and the surname together. First of all, what's wrong with this data set? It doesn't have a label. So let's insert a row to give it a label. Okay, we have inserted. I hope you didn't forget that last week we learned that. So here we have a surname, then we have first name, then we have name, that is combination of all the names. Don't forget that you can format your cell. This is too small for first name, so you can make it actually big by double clicking. Don't forget we learned this last week too. And then you can make the headings to be at the center. We also learned this last week. So now it has seen, let me start by typing Omotayo Mary. Now normally I'm supposed to have a flash fill, but because I disabled it for the purpose of the lesson, so let me open a new sheet where flash fill will operate. Yeah, so that we will now show you what to do if on your own system it is not operating. Okay, let's assume the email of these people is their name and their gender together. Maybe that's the information there. Now surely Dodo F Angel. Can you see? The moment I type Angel, it assumes that I am writing the information here and information here. So it has brought it down here for me. It's assuming that I am writing the information on name and gender and mixing it I'm joining it together in this column. So it already suggests to me, is this what I want to do? If it is what you want to do, all you need to do is to just say enter. Just click on your enter button on the keyboard and then everything will come. Can you see how easy it is? But let's now assume that I have to type all this. Won't it waste my time? Now if on your system flash fill is not showing, like my former sheet, like here where I was trying to do it and it's not coming, it's not suggesting to me. See, I have typed get, by now it's supposed to have shown it, but it's not still showing it. Then what do? what you will do is that you will come to data, are we seeing it? Then you come to flash fill. Sorry, yeah, I have done this. Maybe the next one I saw that it's not giving me, so what do? I come here and say data flash fill. Can you see? It has flash fill the rest for me. It has seen a pattern and it has used the pattern for me. Peradventure, maybe by mistake you notice that what it's trying to do for you is not what you want. Instead of pressing enter, you will just press on delete so that it will not flash fill it for you. I hope we understand. These flash fills help us. Can you suggest some name for me so that we can try? We can make some more trials on flash fill. I will be waiting for you at the comments. Suggest names for me. Give me first name and surname. Then we will now do a flash fill to give us the other people's name. Let's move on. Oh yeah. Okay, it must be the resolution. The video is not really clear, it's blurry. It must be the resolution on your own screen, so increase the resolution. Increase your own resolution. So I'm waiting for names that we can use as example. Increase your resolution. I actually want to see if I can guide you to show you where you can increase your resolution, but it will disrupt what I am doing here. Maybe after now I can show you. So I'm waiting for an example of name. Are we following? Hello? Are we following? Annabelle, yes. Annabelle what? So that I will use it. Annabelle what, please? Okay, thank you. So it's better as you have increased your resolution. Thank you very much. Okay. So to Donu Temitope, you said Annabelle. Annabelle what? Let me assume a name for you. Annabelle. Annabelle Form. Maybe that's the name. And the person is a female. So more names. Can I see more names? Can I have more names? Can I have more names? I'm waiting. Okay, Annabelle Matthew. Thank you. So let me edit it. Annabelle Matthew. Or I can as well write Annabelle. Can you also see flash fill here operating? As I wrote Annabelle, it feels okay. Maybe it's still the same Annabelle Form I want to write. So it's another flash fill within the cell. Annabelle Matthew. So for these two, I can also decide to do what? to flash fill instead of typing in the names. Anna Bell. I saw something now. Annabelle form F. So I can ask it to flash fill data, then flash fill for this for me. Can you see it has done that? Are we following? Now, thank God we are dealing with names. We are dealing with names. Okay, in this data set we have the surname, the first name, and then the combination of the names together. The surname, the first name, and the combination of the names. The first thing we actually combined the name by doing the first one and asking the computer to do what? Flash fill the rest for us. Another way we can do to get the combination of both names is what? By using concatenation. Concatenation works on text. It works like plus. You know, plus is for numbers. That is how concatenation works for text, meaning that it will join this text with this text with this text. That is what concatenation does. It joins texts. So how do you concatenate? So we want to go into concatenation. So let me clear what I have here. Let me assume it's not there. How do I clear? You can highlight like this and keep on, press delete, or you can do under home. You can come here and say clear. What do I want to clear? The content, and it will clear the content. It is better this way than to delete. If you delete and you have other data cells down, it may shift the other data under. It may shift it up or shift it to the left. So it's better you just clear the content. Now I want to write full name. Let me hear the full name of each person. How do I go about writing their full name? Okay, concatenate. What did I say? That is the function we are using, concatenate. So let's go concatenate. Can you see as I type it? For every formula you want to type, the first thing you start with is equals to. Even if it is numerical formula you want to write, like saying sum or multiplication, you start with equals to. Once you type equals to, you are telling Microsoft Excel that I am about to call a function. But if you don't put equals to, if I just type concatenate, it will not perform any operation for me. To see it as if I'm typing a text. I'm doing data entry. But once I put equals to, it shows that I want to call a function in Microsoft Excel. So the function that we are using now is concatenate. So equals to concatenate. Now can you see there was a description of what concatenate does? Join several text strings into one text string. That's what concatenate does. So it joins. So what is the syntax? Concatenate equals to concatenate, then you open brackets. Which text and which text do you want to join? Omotayo. So I don't need to type Omotayo because the name there might change. So I just click on the cell that bears that first name, and then where's the second name that I want to join? The surname and the first name. So I have, can you see, concatenate. Where is Omotayo? A2. Where is Mary? B2. Are we following? Then I close the bracket. I press enter. Can you see it has joined them? But what has happened here? There is no space in between them. So it means I have to edit my formula. I double click to open the formula again. I need to add space. By just putting space like this, the space won't still be there. So how do I hide the space? I will put the space inside double quote. Anything you put inside double quote is seen as a string on its own. So that means you are concatenating A2 plus the string. So inside this double quote now I'll put equals to I'll put space and close the double quote. Can you see? I have a double quote here, one, then the second double quote which we close it like bracket 2, then inside it is a space. So I am telling the concatenate function that I am joining A2, the content of A2, with space with what? The content of B2. So if I press enter now, you will see there is space in between. Let me explain this place again. Initially, this is formula bar. You can also use this your formula bar to do your to write your formula. Initially, this is what I did. Concatenate, say, okay, what do you want to join together? I want to join the content of this surname with the content of this first name to give me the person's full name. So concatenate, where is the first surname? A is on A2. Then the second, the first name is on B2. So you join it together, concatenate A2, comma. That comma is what you are using to separate what you are concatenating together. So you are using to separate, okay, I'm concatenating this and this. So A2 and B2. Now, if you check the result, it does not have any space. And I need space. So what do? What I will do is to put space. But I cannot just come here and put space. Irrespective of the number of space I put, I will still get the same result. Because I have not added space. I have only put space to separate the text. I have not. So for it to recognize that space, what I will do is that I will now put the space inside double quote. So that means I will open a double quote, put type space, close the double quote, and now put comma. So that means I am adding A2 with a space with B2. Then my result will now give me this. As I have done it like this, I don't have to now continue for the rest, typing for the rest to type the formula. No, all you need to do is just come here and drag it. It applies for the rest like flash fill. Did you get that? Yes. It's looking like magic. No. Some of us found ourselves, I could remember that when I used this to solve a problem for some people in my organization, it was challenging actually. It was challenging because it was payroll, and in the payroll they have the names separated, and about maybe 6,000 staff. How many people will they begin to type their surname and their first name? And what they would have even done that if they have the time, but they were given a timeline of maybe like an hour to submit back. If not, their staff won't get salary. So they were going up and down to find solution to it. And some of us were called to come and check. And I could remember I knew the function. I've been using the function, but the application of that function I have not done. I just knew the function. Okay, this is what the function can do. So I applied the function the same way I have just applied it here. And then it worked. Everybody was happy, including myself, because my name was among the staff that wouldn't have gotten salary if the problem was not solved. So you cannot tell when we use this, but I'm talking about concatenation. Now let's assume the reverse is the case. You have this name joined together like this, and they ask you, please and please, we want it separated. Before I move to that level, instead of separating with space, do you know that they used to separate surname from other names by using comma? You can decide to use any other, we call it delimiters, any other delimiter to use. You can decide to use space or comma. You can decide to use slash if that is what you want to use. So instead of space inside this double quote, you will rather say comma. If you say put comma inside, can you see it has separated them with comma? If you want it to be comma and space, it will do the same thing too, comma and space, and then you will now repeat, you drag it so that it will take effect on the rest of the items that you have. Are you following? Yeah, thank you for following. Can we move on now? Let's move on. So I was trying to say, let's assume the reverse is the case, not as if you had it separated. You have it together, the first name and the surname together, and you were asked to separate. What do you do? There is a menu in Excel that helps us with that. It is also it's called text to column. I will show you how to use it. You'll come to data. Under data, you have text to column. Now, it's asking us, this thing we want to separate, what are the delimiters that are there? If it has delimiter, then we do. If it does not have, it's a bit challenging because there's nothing to separate. Like that time that Omotayo and Mary was joined together, no space, nothing. It might be a bit difficult. But here, to make our data easy, we have comma, we have delimiter there. So we click on the delimited and say next. Okay, it's asking us what is that delimiter that we use. It's not a tab, it was comma that we used. It was comma. Can you see? It was comma. If you look at the preview here, see what it has done for us, meaning that it will separate those ones with comma from this other one. Then that's data preview to show us it was comma, and then we say next, then finish. Let's see what comes. Okay, can you see? I have a challenge here. Okay, it separated it. Yes, I use comma and I click okay, comma, but because I have space before my B3, it did not return the names back to me. So it separated the first name, but did not return it separated the surname but did not return the first name. That means what I did was a bit faulty, so we'll go back. I undo. How do you go back? You come here and say and click on undo, or you Ctrl Z. So I do it again. It has a delimiter, yes. Next, I use both comma and space. Yes, it was both comma and space. Okay, then finish. I still wonder why it's not giving me my first name. I still wondered why it's not giving me my first name. Okay, I still wonder why it's not giving me my first name. I undo. I'll still check it again. Text to column. Or let me check the formula that I used. Okay, I'm sorry. I am working on something that I have done formula. This is formula, don't forget. It is formula that brought out this. You can see concatenate A2 comma. This is formula, not the text that I typed. That is why I'm having that issue. So how do I turn this formula that I am seeing in the formula bar to the real text that I can see in the cell? How do I do that? It's just to copy it, and then by the time I will paste it, I will say paste value. Paste value. So that it will eliminate the paste value. Can you see now? Under the formula bar, I am not seeing the formula again. It will eliminate the formula and makes it as if I typed it. That is the data inside it. So with this now, I can perform this operation on it. Text to column, delimited, next. I use comma and space, next. Can you see? Even in the preview, can you see? It's nice. Then next. Then finish. It has separated it for me, giving us the name of Motayo and Mary separately. I hope we are not confused. Okay? Why are we not getting it the first time that we did it? Why are we not getting it? The reason why we're not getting it is that here it was formula that produced this Omotayo comma Mary. And what is the formula? The formula is concatenate A2 comma B2. So that is what brought about this name. It's not as if I typed it, don't forget. So how do we now ensure that we have the text as if we typed it? So what you will do is that you will copy it, you will highlight it. How do you highlight? You click, normal click, and drag. As you drag down, you have highlighted, then you will copy. Control C, or you come here and do copy. Control C, and then when you Control C, which is copy, or you come here and say copy, whichever one, then you will now right click. Instead of pasting normally, saying Control V, no, you will right click and paste value, meaning that I am pasting the content of the cell, not the formula. That's how to eliminate the formula. So you paste value. With this, now look at it. When I click on the text under the formula bar, am I seeing any formula? No, I am seeing the text as if I typed it. That is when this separation text to column will now function properly. So don't forget, how do we do the text to column? You come here to data, and then text to column, then you pick that it is delimited. What did you use in delimiting it? Comma and space. Separating it, yes, comma and space is what we used, and then we click on them and say next, then finish. Then that will give us this. Note, if I do it exactly on this place, it will clear off the information here and write the surname on this place, then the first name here. So if I don't want it to clean it up, what I will do is, before I ask it to perform the operation, what do I mean? Before I ask it to perform the operation, let me explain what I mean. Let me do the concatenation again. The text to column. So let's assume I want to perform text to column here. So I will go here, text to column, delimited, next, comma, space, then finish. Can you see? It has removed that information, that is the way it is together, from that full name. So if I don't want it that way, if I want it to retain it, what I will do is that, let me undo. What I will do is to copy that information in another column. I copy it in another column. Okay, then I now work on it on that another column. Text to column, delimited next, comma space, then finish. Then it will now do it here. So by that you have been able to preserve your previous information, and then you now have this new one, surname and first name together. I hope we are able to understand. It is on this note that we will end today's class. We will continue the next class for this week on Friday by 9:15. Should you have any question, if you have any question, just go to the group chat on WhatsApp and send in your questions there so that I can treat the question. I hope we do understand. Or if I can entertain one question here, go to the group chat and ask your question. It will be better. Then it will be treated within the week before Friday or first thing on that Friday when we are having class. Thank you very much for following up, and God bless you. I hope you are blessed. You have a value for the time you stayed awake. Thank you so much. Thank you.